Hello friends, welcome back to the Trust Your Body channel. So excited to have you here. If you don't know me already, my name is Rebecca Nunez, owner of Trust Your Body, where we talk about all things fascia to help you connect your mind, body, and spirit to curate a lifestyle of health and wellness where you can trust your body. So first things first, make sure you like this video, turn on your post notification, and subscribe to the channel. So we are week 3 in our month of wellness, starting off 2024 with wellness. And today we are going to be talking about journaling. Now, maybe you have a journal, maybe you have a couple of journals. Maybe you have been using journaling your entire life. Maybe you don't believe in journaling. But today we're going to talk about the impact of journaling, why it's important, and why it could be a valuable tool for you in curating this lifestyle of self-care. So I've been someone who has journaled pretty much my entire life. I've had periods in my life where I've journaled a lot, and then I've had periods of my life where I've avoided it and haven't done it at all. Either way, it's a relationship and it's something that I carry with me, and it's a tool in my toolbox that I use when I need. So what is the impact of journaling, and why might it be something useful for you in curating this lifestyle of self-care? So we live in a society where many of us live inside of our heads. We live inside of our heads instead of in our bodies. Our minds are going. There is so much distractions and stimulations. We're always getting a new email. We're always getting a new text message. The social media apps, they want you on the apps. They're trying to curate content and a feed that is going to keep you on the app for longer and longer periods of time. And in turn, you're getting all of these dopamine boosts to your brain because of the instant gratification that all of these modes and methods provide. But really what it is burning out your nervous system. You're getting overstimulated, you're becoming overwhelmed, and you're feeling tired. Your mind might be racing, you might be anxious. A lot of things may be moving through your head at the same time, and you might be thinking, how can I catch up? Like, how can I control this? Can I control this? Is this uncontrollable? I'm here to say that it is. And that's why I've used journaling throughout my life, because I've seen it as such a valuable tool through that process and allowing me to get out of my head and into my body. The regular human, an adult human, on average, has 60,000 thoughts or more a day. 60,000 in one day. In one day. That's a lot of filtering that your brain is doing. It's a lot of information that it is receiving. And as incredible as our brain is, as incredible as our body is, it also needs some reprieve. And it needs to process things. And processing things exclusively in your head just by thinking of it is not always the best route, because it can very easily get crossed with another thought, and then you go from what you're thinking to this other thing, and then you're like, oh, what was I even thinking about? But the thing with journaling is you have the moment, you have the sensation, you're thinking about something, and you write it out. You get it out on paper. You get it out of your head and visually see it, visually write it. When you are writing, when you are reading, whether with your eyes or reading out loud, it stimulates different parts of your brain. So when you are journaling and allowing yourself to process whatever you are looking to have processed or get a deeper understanding of, you're stimulating your brain in different areas, as opposed to going through a vicious mental cycle, thinking about whatever it is that you're thinking about or whatever you are stuck on. So journaling allows you to develop a healthy relationship, a healthy system for psychosocial processing of different things. It also helps as a method of healing from trauma. I myself have experienced trauma in my life, as we all have, and as devastating as some of those moments may have been in your life, it does you no good by just keeping them all in here and acting like nothing is happening. You will only improve as an individual if you work on your stuff. And journaling could be a way for you to work on your stuff. Get your thoughts out onto the paper. The release that you feel in your body is tremendous. It's like a weight that has been taken off of you, because it's as if you've given up the burden of carrying this weight mentally in your mind, because you've put it on the paper. when we are in a place where we are constantly in a mental spiral, if we're always anxious about our next move, about the next thing that we should do, overthinking, overstimulated, over everything pretty much at this point, because that's what it is. You get to a point where it's like, I'm just over it. I'm over everything. I'm done. I'm shutting down. That is because of your nervous system. And everything in the body goes back to our nervous system. How does it process things? How is it working? How is it functioning? When we live in our head constantly and we're going through a mental spiral and we're not processing our emotions, processing our experiences, this will leave our nervous system in a heightened state or a sympathetic state, better known as the fight or flight response. This is a part of our nervous system that has been developed long before we were humans. It's in an area called our primitive brain. And this area of the brain is specific to keeping us alive. It's sensing and assessing our environment constantly for threats. However, hundreds of years ago, when maybe a saber-toothed tiger was chasing us and this part of our nervous system activated, that was useful. We needed that at that moment. But in this day and age where we have so many distractions and stimulations bombarding us, whether that is through social media or technology, or maybe it's our workplace, maybe it's our family, maybe it's our friends, we're overstimulated. So our nervous system thinks that we are under threat based on how our bodies are reacting. So we're in that fight or flight state, but there's no one to fight and there's nothing to run from. So when we journal, we allow ourselves to get out of that fight or flight state and go into a more parasympathetic state, that rejuvenation, that recovery, that rehabilitation of the body, of the mind, of the spirit. So while journaling is a great tool to help you process your environment and process your experiences, it also allows you to cultivate better connection and relationship between your mind and your body. Journaling allows you to get out of your head and back into your body. One thing I like to ask my clients about constantly when they are in an anxious moment or when they feel pain or discomfort present, I ask them, what's happening in their body? What do they feel? Where do they feel it? Because our body keeps score and it stores energy in different places. And when we get out of our head, we're actually able to tap in, realize, and recognize where that energy is being stored, where our body is keeping score, building our awareness. The more aware we are of what's going on, both externally and internally, we know what needs to change. So if every time when you have a conversation with your boss, you notice you feel like you have a lump in your throat, or you feel like you have a ball in your stomach, or maybe you feel like your stomach dropped, that is something to pay attention to. That is something to be curious about. That's not just, oh, my stomach drops every time I talk to so-and-so, or every time I have to go to this place, or whatever it is. It's not something to just write off as some weird thing that your body does. The body just doesn't do weird things randomly. It does things with intention, with integrity, and all with the goal of keeping us alive, well, and functioning. So when you get out of your head, journal. You can get back into your body. You can sense your body better. You can know what's going on so you can then be more proactive. You can make an intervention before you're forced to make an intervention. And I say this in regards to stress management. We live in a world where stress is inevitable. And if anyone is trying to sell you a stress-free life, respectfully, run the other way because it doesn't exist. But it's about how our nervous system is reacting to stress. How does it process it? How does it manage it? We can't avoid stress. We can only manage it. So the more we focusing on managing our mind, managing our body in a reaction to stress, the better chances we have of operating with higher levels of emotional intelligence, of being more understanding, developing healthier communication with everyone around us, but mostly with ourselves. Because we have to be able to communicate effectively with ourselves in order to make changes, in order to grow as a person. If you haven't already, I recommend getting a journal. If maybe you're on the go, maybe you forgot your journal, write it down in your notes. Write it down. Get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper or in a notepad, because it creates space in your mind to take in new information. It helps to downregulate your nervous system so you're not so overdriven all the time. And ultimately, you are proving to you that you are worthy to take this time and attention and focus it on you, because you only get one body. You only get one mind. And the more that we realize that, are grateful for that, and work to curate the healthiest relationship with it and do all we can to take care of self, you will get the most ROI on that investment because you've invested into yourself. I encourage you to journal today. Maybe write down how this feels. Maybe drop in the comments. What are some things that came up for you while watching this video? I would really love to hear it. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. And let's keep building on our wellness. Let's keep curating our lifestyle of self-care, because no one's coming to save us. The only person that can save us is ourselves. See you next time, friends. Bye.